Good evening, Namaste. A very warm welcome to all of you to the Blub World's 4th Global Education Meet and the 119th Roundtable. In the last 118 roundtables, we have had more than 1,500 school leaders sharing their ideas, opinions, observations, and innovations in the K-12 space. To simply put it, what's new going on in schools? So, today, when we have taken your 60 to 100 minutes, we'll be talking to you and finding and trying to understand three things from you. First, what do you think would be the most critical element in 2021 when you open the schools? Secondly, ऐसी कौन सी इनोवेशन या नई चीज आप अपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में कर रहे हैं जो दूसरे लोग आपसे सीख सकते हैं? एंड थर्ड एंड द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, थोड़ी सी क्रिस्टल गेजिंग या आपकी भविष्यवाणी कि आपको क्या लगता है 2021 में स्कूल्स कैसे बदलेंगे. तो आज का ये राउंड टेबल, बिफोर वी स्टार्ट, जस्ट अ स्मॉल इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ द पैनल, मोर देन द पैनल, द फॉर्मेट टू यू. This is a bilingual platform, so you can use English or Hindi, whichever language is comfortable to you, because भाषा कभी भी ज्ञान का पैमाना नहीं होता. Don't limit ideas with language. Language is just for communication. तो आपको जो भाषा समझ में आप इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. अंग्रेजी हिंदी के अलावा प्लीज कुछ मत कीजिएगा, वो मैं नहीं समझ पाऊंगा. Secondly, it's a timed platform. ये स्पीच मैराथन नहीं है, ये 100 मीटर की रेस है कि आपको अपने स्पीकिंग टाइम के अंदर अंदर अपना बेस्ट फुट आगे रख के सबसे बढ़िया आइडियाज दे देने हैं ताकि सब जने बोल पाए. मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंटली, आप अगले 60 मिनट एंजॉय कर पाए. Thirdly, if you get muted, please don't get offended. It is just to finish this activity on time and so that it's enjoyable. मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट, अगले 60 मिनट जी भर के एंजॉय कीजिए. जो आपके इनोवेशन है वो शेयर कीजिए, क्योंकि अभी तक जो हमने करीबन 300 से 400 आइडियाज निकाले थे, उसमें से करीबन 200 आइडियाज दुनिया भर के 6,500 स्कूलों में अभी एक्सपेरिमेंट हो रहे हैं, यूज हो रहे हैं, उनकी फिजिबिलिटी टेस्ट हो रही है और क्या वो स्केल किए जा सकते हैं कि नहीं, वो टेस्ट हो रहा है. तो एक चीज जो हमेशा याद रखिए, जिस वजह से ब्लब वर्ल्ड वेब टॉक्स एक प्लेटफॉर्म जैसे बना, कि आइडिया कभी किसी की मिल्कियत नहीं होती. और ये इकलौती ऐसी चीज है जिसने हमें पूरे लॉकडाउन, पूरे कोविड क्राइसिस में जिंदा रखा और एंटरटेन रखा. तो इसलिए आइडिएट करते रहिए और उसे शेयर करते रहिए. क्या पता किसका कौन सा छोटा सा आइडिया किसके लिए बहुत बड़ा चेंज बन जाए. सो थैंक यू सो मच वंस अगेन फॉर जॉइनिंग अस टुडे. बिफोर वी इनिशिएट दिस राउंड टेबल, आज इस राउंड टेबल में एक छोटा सा चेंज है. आज आपका पूरा राउंड टेबल मैं मॉडरेट नहीं करूंगा. वी हैव अ स्पेशल गेस्ट टू डू इट टुडे. सो लेट मी फर्स्ट इनवाइट हिम एंड देन द टेबल गोज टू हिम. टिपिकली ये आपके साथ एक ऐसा एक्सपीरियंस लाएंगे जो कि इतने सारे देश भर में फैले हुए स्कूलों का ऑपरेशन मैनेज करते हैं, उनके एग्जीक्यूशन, रोजमर्रा के इश्यूज. जैसे एक प्रिंसिपल होता है, तो ये प्रिंसिपल रेज टू द पावर 10-20 है कि बहुत सारे लोगों का एक साथ ये काम कर रहे होते हैं. सो अ वेरी वार्म वेलकम टू द चेयर ऑफ द राउंड टेबल एंड द मॉडरेटर फॉर टुडे, मिस्टर कनक गुप्ता, हु इज द डायरेक्टर ऑफ सेठ एमआर जयपुरिया स्कूल्स फ्रॉम दिल्ली, इंडिया. कनक जी, अ वेरी वार्म वेलकम टू यू. द टेबल इज ऑल योर्स.
Thank you so much, Daksh. That was a very kind introduction, and it's always a pleasure being on your shows. Yeah. So, very good afternoon, everyone. I have the best job in the world today. Absolutely the easiest job. All I have to do is look at these esteemed educators and I'll ask them questions. मैं सिर्फ सवाल पूछूंगा, मैं सीखना चाहता हूँ. ये दक्ष ना एक्चुअल में कभी-कभी बहुत झूठ बोल देता है कि बहुत सारा मेरे को एक्सपीरियंस है, बट मेरे को कुछ एक्सपीरियंस कुछ भी नहीं है. मेरे को बस इतना पता है कि मेरे को सवाल पूछना बहुत अच्छा लगता है. एंड आई लव टॉकिंग टू एजुकेटर्स. आई कैन सी सम ऑफ माय most favorite educators. I can see Rathod sir smiling over here. He's one of my favorite educators in the country. I've learned so much from him. And I believe that during the lockdown period, during the COVID-19 times, what has happened is we as a community have come together. हम लोग एक साथ जुड़े हैं. हमने एक दूसरे से इतना कुछ सीखा है जो शायद पहले हम लोग नहीं करना चाहते थे और बहुत सारे लोग नहीं करना चाहते थे. We've learned how to share resources. We've sort of catapulted ourselves in terms of usage of technology. जो काम शायद 10 साल में नहीं होता, वो हमने बहुत कम समय में, 9 महीने में, 10 महीने में हमने आपने सबने सीखा है, जो एक बहुत बड़ी बात है. और इसको भी आगे कंटिन्यू करना चाहते हैं. Be it in-person learning or be it hybrid learning, be it online learning alone. All of it has gone ahead very, very well for all of us. And I think there is appreciation for teachers. There is appreciation for students. There is appreciation for administrators and appreciation for parents all over the world for doing so fabulously well. I think everyone has done incredibly well in these times. When we talk about reopening education, I think मेरा थोड़ा सा इसमें अलग view है कि education has always been open. It's just that we are now going back to in-person learning, or we are talking about reopening of the school buildings. So when we talk about that, I think we need to focus on all stakeholders, be it the student, be it the teachers, be it the parent, the media. We also need to focus on the administrative side, or the brick and mortar side of the school buildings, because these buildings have been shut, because the buses have not been functioning. So these are the things that we need to focus on. I'll keep butting in with questions. I want to start today with a thought. If we've learned so much over the last 9 months, 10 months, and now we are looking at reopening of the schools, school buildings, is it wise for us to get rid of all the learning that we've had over the last 9 months, 10 months? The education fraternity has done incredibly well, but also now we need to tackle the post-COVID times as well. The news of the vaccine has made all of us so happy and so positive. There is a general upbeatness in the market, yes, but we as a community need to now sort of go up even more, sort of perform at 10x level. So what are the learnings that we'll take forward into the world going forward? Yes, obviously, there will also be hints about what we've done well with the NEP, understanding of it. I know we're all waiting for the implementation plans. So that will also be a factor for all of us. These are some of the things that I would like to focus on in the next 60 minutes or so with all the esteemed educators who are with us. I think I'd like to start with the co-chair of the session, Mr. Abhishek Jain, who's the HOD Chemistry, IITN's Curious Minds, Mumbai, Maharashtra. Good afternoon, Abhishek ji.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, good afternoon, Kanak sir. How are you?
I am very well. How are you? How are things in Mumbai?
Yeah, things in Mumbai are quite good as of now. The number of cases are decreasing, and we are really hopeful for the education system to actually get back on its feet.
Sure.
But for the past few months, I would like to augment what you just told us. हम लोगों ने पिछले 9 महीने में actually बहुत अच्छे से, literally we teachers have proved that we have a superpower. Teaching is our superpower, and we can actually change the society with our teaching, right? There was a very famous novelist of Germany, Mr. Goethe, and once he said, everything is hard before it's easy. And we educators, I would like to congratulate everyone that we have proved this, because 9 महीने पहले ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन के बारे में कोई नहीं सोच सकता था, और आज की डेट में we are doing it exceptionally well. You know, LinkedIn pe, Facebook pe, we have seen so many teachers and people who have gone against the tide to actually teach the students. I'll give you an example. For last few months, I have been able to interact with around 130 plus school students, right? And thousands of students. There was one school which introduced computational thinking in the course structure. And I was astonished because I had read about it when I was in IIT. I took psychology as a subject in my engineering stream. So that is in line with NEP. So these colleges have been doing that quite a huge time before. Computational thinking is such a brilliant concept if we dig down into it. And this is something which we all should learn. There was one school which get to that much depth that let's imagine laboratories बंद हो गई हैं, science labs बंद हो गई हैं, बच्चे experiment कैसे करेंगे? So that particular school in Punjab, what they did was they made small science kits, and they actually couriered it to every school student's home. And while the teacher was taking a Zoom session, all the students were simultaneously doing these activities at their home. So this is something which inspires me a lot, and I'll be very happy to listen to the stories of all the esteemed guests over there. Thank you, Mr. Kanak, for asking me about my thing. Now over to you again, and whatever my inputs will be, I'll be keep giving them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abhishek ji, and that was a very interesting anecdote. I'll share something similar that happened in a small town called Gonda, which is in Uttar Pradesh. And over there, there was some problems with network and connectivity. तो teachers ने audio files record करके बच्चों को भेजी with the old age phones, और जब वो नहीं हो पाया, so they started sending handwritten notes to children through cycles, because motor vehicles were not allowed during the absolute beginning part of the lockdown. So such inspirational and such awe-inspiring stories that all of us have to share, and I'm confident that we learn so much from each other with the interaction. We'll also talk about, as what will probably work in the coming times. That makes me move on to my next guest. I'll invite Dr. S.K. Rathore, who's the founder and chairman and MD of Sanford Group of Schools. He's head office out of Ghaziabad in Uttar Pradesh, and he runs school all over the country and many parts of Southeast Asia also. An absolute visionary educator with a lot of insight. Rathore ji, aap bataiye, what are the things that we need to do to make sure that education progresses and we take something from the COVID world into the post-COVID world for the benefit of our students?
Thank you so much, Kanak. Kanak, कुछ ज़्यादा तारीफ हो गई मेरी. इतना कुछ नहीं है, but we all are working in the same field, and definitely the COVID time was a good time to learn many things from each other and from the community itself. Because in the crisis, we all have sustained, we all have extended the education in this situation also to the students. So what I realized, though all the people like me, you who are sitting on the panel are doing good from the April itself, April 2020 itself, we are doing whatever best education we can give to our children. Virtually we are giving. But if I talk about the children who are there in the who are in the places where net connectivity is not so good, or there are millions of children in the country who doesn't have the devices in their hand, so we need to think about themselves also. So what I realize during this period, we can make a cluster of small small clusters, or I have named in Sanford itself, I have created a model called Sanford Home Pod School, basically. So that is the idea where a group of 8-10 children would be created, and my teacher will go, or any teacher I can hire from that particular area to teach those children. The idea is not to make the money, because I am sure from those kind of areas we cannot get that much of fees, so that we can take out profits. The idea is to take care of those children, those areas where the education is not happening because of the internet issues, because of the devices, because of the accessibility of resources of those families who are not well off. So I have created that model, and we are working on that. And I'm sure, because I'm not very sure when the school will be open, completely. We all are, हम लोग एक दूसरे को ये सांत्वना दे रहे हैं कि शायद अप्रैल से खुल जाएंगे. But I am sure it is not going to happen for everywhere in the country. तो हमें ऐसा कुछ मॉडल प्लान करके रखना पड़ेगा, not for our brand only, but for the community also. तो मुझे आइडिया ये समझ आया कि हम क्यों ना छोटे छोटे क्लस्टर बनाएं, 10-15 सिंगल रूम स्कूल. I have given the concept of single room school. सिंगल रूम स्कूल जहां पर एक टीचर या तो अपने ही घर पे, या जो 8-10 बच्चे 15 बच्चों का एक ग्रुप हमने क्रिएट किया, उनमें से किसी एक बच्चे के घर पे टीचर जाए और वहां उनको 3-4 घंटे सब्जेक्ट वाइज पढ़ाकर और आए. This is the idea what I am working on, and I have created that idea. I have floated in the market, and we are getting very good response out of it. So this is the idea I have taken out during this pandemic.
Fantastic idea, because I remember that Bright International talked about in Africa dollar schools, जहाँ पर आप $1 दें और आपके घर पे स्कूल आता था, बस में भर के टीचर्स सारे आते थे और घर में फिर वो बच्चों को पढ़ाते थे. So you are sort of extrapolating that idea to level X, because you have so many schools and so many students to cater to. So brilliant idea. I also believe that when we talk about 21st century skills, we talk about peer learning, we talk about team projects. This is the best time to do it by usage of technology, because somewhere that gets lost as well. Great. I think Daksh is going to say that I'm talking more and not giving opportunities to others to talk. So I'm going to quickly move on to Mr. Jugal Kishore Agarwal, Principal of Aryan Public School in Ajmer, Rajasthan. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, sir. I'm all
So,
fine. What about you, sir?
I am very well. I'm very well. And I'm very, very happy to be talking to so many educators. It always is a learning experience.
Oh,
So,
everybody's learning.
so share with us, sir, what have you done in the last few months and what do you plan doing in the coming few months to take forward from the COVID learning times to the new era?
Oh, actually, it's been done as everybody is doing, online classes. Though I would say that, yeah, of course, I was one of them who, in fact, we were one of those who could begin at the earliest. Like my first online class took place on 27 March itself. And after that, there is a lot of experimentation which has taken place, like recording and sending and then online classes. So all this was done, but that um, being an educator, as you are defining, though we are all at a learning stage, what my take on this last 8-10 months, whatever the period we have spent, that nothing can take the place of offline classes. If children are in front of us, that will be the only situation in which the real learning, in terms of learning as we define it, can happen. Because what I have been experiencing is, there are, say, for example, you have certain somewhere close to 10, 15, 20, 30 children, whatever the number of children you have in your class. How will you ensure that everybody is learning? Then it was a struggle initially. Of course, after that, some different forms of tests were planned, something like individual connections were planned, and it was being done. Still, I don't know about others what they are experiencing, but to be honest, to be truthful, I would suggest that yes, some way or the other, like now, as you have been saying that, okay, and I have been also hearing from here and there that, okay, we are close to have some vaccination, and schools are opening. In some states they have opened, in some states they are planning to open. That would be the only thing. Of course, whenever it happens that, okay, we are under any kind of panic situation or any such a situation in which something has to be done, so online classes was an alternate, immediate alternate, I would say, because they otherwise, it would have been difficult. Like, however we claim that we reach children, I'm not sure how many government school people would have reached there, how many of them they could make it sure that they have taught their children. Of course, to certain amount, some people recorded, some people sent their voice, some people sent their lessons. But how many children have access to even to the mobile phone? So to me, let schools open, let things be, because they are school kids.
3 minutes का time limit होता है. So really sorry we've muted you, taken the liberty of it. But I do believe that there is a lot of benefit that has been there with the online classes. The learning has been tremendous. And while I agree with you that in-person learning will make a lot of difference, in-person learning, there's a lot of empathy and connectivity. But I also believe that technology has its own place now. And I am very excited that we'll be able to take forward so much more into the post-COVID world with a more hybrid model as well. Right. So I'm going to quickly move on to the next speaker. I'd like to invite Ms. Kavita Balotia, who's a principal of the Bangar Public School in Jhalamand in Rajasthan. Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you?
Thank you. I'm fine. Thank you so much. And namaskar, Mr. Kanak and everyone who joined the webinar.
Sure.
First of all, let me congratulate Mr. Can you hear me? Am I audible, sir?
Yes, Kavita ji. Please go on.
First of all, let me congratulate Mr. Daksh and team for contributing towards education field through various ways. The country really needs more youngsters like you and your team. So the past experience of all the schools is an example of our innovations and capabilities that show that we all are receptive and innovative when it comes to learning. We faced problem, explored the possibilities, and continued learning. We adopted technology so fast that now we use it so innovatively and creatively every day. So to plan the innovative strategies for the new session, first we need to identify the problems and the challenges which we are going to face after a few months. And then come solutions and innovation. So I feel the problems we all are going to face is how to bring the students back from the new normal to a new normal. Means the practices which we followed earlier will not remain the same now for sure. Last year, we tried to convince and forced the students to learn through virtual platform because we had no choice. But once the situation gets normal, we will be having more choices, and of course, there will be more challenges. So we have already started the preparations as we are going to reopen the school for class 9 from 18th January onwards. So first, I think we need to take all our stakeholders into confidence, and we will be using online and offline, both the modes for learning. Also, we will be using technology as a tool for maintaining healthy relationship with our parents to bring out the best in our students. So we also have to see what do our parents think in this regard. And when I talk to my parents, I see that most of them rely more on offline teaching than online. And they feel that offline teaching is more effective and useful. So keeping online and offline teaching, learning and the requirements in mind, we need to design the curriculum effectively to achieve the goals. So we will be using both the modes, and we will be focusing more on art integrated learning, and students will be given exposure to participate in talk shows and GD through this virtual platform. Health will be also one of the top priorities of ours, and it will be added to our curriculum, and number of teachers training will be increased to implement NEP and blended learning effectively. And what I feel that the most important thing is to create a healthy environment in the school for all the stakeholders, as I believe that dedication and sincerity is more important than innovations. So if we have a dedicated team, anything can be achieved. And on the other...
Kavita ji, I'm sorry, I think your time limit was up, but there were fantastic insights, and I was noting down some of the points. You talked about taking forward hybrid learning, which I also strongly endorse and believe. You also focused a lot on parents, which is something very, very interesting, because I think they are an important stakeholder in the teaching learning process, equal partners with us. So it's important to engage the parents as well. I'm going to lead to the next speaker with a question, or rather a comment to also comment about the mental health and the emotional well-being of students, because Kavita ji also briefly talked about it, as that students are coming out of the anguish. So I'd like to welcome Ms. Deepa Bhushan, who is the Director of Schools, CP Goenka International Schools in Mumbai and Pune. Deepa ji, how are you?
Good, Kanak, how are you?
Thank you for having me. Yeah. So yeah, I'm leaving it up to you, but if you could also talk about the mental health and emotional well-being of students coming into the new world with hybrid learning now going forward. Over to you, Deepa ji. Always a pleasure listening to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kanak. Thank you for having me here on this platform, to the team of Blub World. Well, I'd like to first speak about the fact that we are in boxes right now. We're all in boxes, and so are the children. It isn't easy for them with whatever they are going through. And if we look at the brain, and the learning principles of the brain, we understand that learning takes place with the complete physiology. And the brain is a social brain, which it means it needs those interactions, and it isn't easy with what is happening for the kids right now. So the structuring of how we are structuring learning for children is very important, because there are certain limitations in the virtual space. And I think when you accept those limitations and say, then let us think out of the box to work around them, is when we actually start putting things into place. So one of the things that we did was, when we were trying to understand and we were trying to structure the learning process, we understood that there was only so much time that children could be engaged within those boxes. So the timelines, even though the government came up with the timelines of 1 hour and, for the primary and the preschool and the higher grades could only be for so much, we actually structured offline and online classes in a way that children would get breaks within after every 45-minute session. Now, in that 45-minute session, we educated children on how to look after themselves, which was have movement, drink water. We know that the brain needs water for hydration. Do your movement, look at something green outside your window, have a little bit of fun, laughter. All these elements were something that we educated children that they needed, even if they needed to come back into the virtual space. Let me tell you, it hasn't been easy, especially with the higher grades. The younger children we see are, wanting to jump in. I mean, I went into a classroom and I had all the children unmute themselves and want to talk to me. In fact, I was the person who found it very difficult. This shows that communication is so important for children, and how do we give them the spaces? One of the things that we did, therefore, in preschool was we created individual sessions of 15 minutes, which was that if they had that 1 hour session, which we've of course broken into parts, and they had movement and they had everything, every day there would be around 3 to 4 children who would get 15 minutes with their teacher as a one-on-one to talk to the teacher, which actually doesn't even happen in real school. But we created that because communication is extremely important for all children. How do we catch those nuances that we normally do in a classroom? We can't do it in the virtual space. And I'm not taking away from the work that teachers are doing. It's hats off to teachers that they are managing so much. They've got a presentation, you've got screens, you're looking at children. Do you look at your presentation? Do you communicate what you're doing? Or you look at the children? In the higher grades, the children don't even want to open this, switch on their screens. Internet connectivity seems to be an issue, but it is difficult to teach them and to reach out to them. So to do a lot of activities is something that we thought that we would do, where we brought in collaboration. Now, children themselves were meeting their friends in groups and working on projects. So we gave them projects that they had to work on. Like our AS level students recently did a Shark Tank, mini Shark Tank, where they got together to discuss their business studies, how they would go about doing it. They had to present how they would be doing their projects. All those things happened. So at every level, we had activities that allowed for these spaces. We had breakout rooms in the sessions where the children could communicate with each other. As much as teacher-child.
Great insights, Deepaji. Yeah, 3 minutes done. But, there is one C word which has locked us in boxes, as you said, which is COVID-19. But there are so many other C words that you use, which are liberating us: communication, collaboration, connectivity. Obviously, with cleanliness and hygiene, I think, we are ready to rock the world after that. But thank you so much, Deepaji, for sharing your insights. Right. Our next speaker is an international guest. We have Mr. Kinga Rinchen, who's a principal of the Mongar Higher Secondary School in Mongar in Bhutan. Good afternoon and welcome, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you? How are you doing today?
Fine. How are you?
Very well, very well. So, yeah, please do share your views as to, how things have been over the last 9-10 months, and how do you plan to take things forward? I'm personally not very well versed with, the academic cycle that would be there in Bhutan, but please, sir, go ahead and tell us as to how do you plan to bring things forward back to in-person learning or reopening of school buildings?
Okay. A very good evening to all the participants. Honorable Chair, respected team of the Blub World and participants. First of all, Kuzu Zangpola and warm greetings from Bhutan. I'm Kinga Rinchen, as introduced by the chair, and currently working as a principal Mongar Higher Secondary School. Mongar is in the eastern part of Bhutan, by the way. I would like to share to the participants here that during the pandemic period, although our schools closed by March, but we, like the schools in India and elsewhere, we did continue with the online classes. But for us, by July, we started, especially for classes 9 to 12, we started the contact teaching classes. So in fact, we had this, during the COVID period, we had contact teaching going on. But for now, for the period of about 2-3 weeks, we are in the lockdown, so our schools are closed, but our students are with us. So we have boarding as well as we have day students. So boarding students are already in the school, in the contained zone. So for boarding as well as the day school, our teachers continue with the online classes. Of course, 2020 has been a really pressing year. There was quite a good number of disturbances here and there, but then we continued. Actually, this pandemic taught us something that we could do beyond our normal practice. Like for instance, till last year, although these gadgets were with us, we had this Google, all the social media platform with us, but we have never used it for teaching learning purposes. But come 2020, because of the pandemics, we were somehow forced to take that particular as an instrument for us to carry on with the teaching learning process. So we took teaching learning process online, either through the social media platforms such as WeChat, Messenger, Google Classrooms, Telegram, so on and so forth. Besides that, our government has taken a very important step, like the lessons were delivered online, lessons were delivered through the BBS channel. BBS is the Bhutan Broadcasting Service, is a national TV channel. So lessons were delivered through the BBS channel. So whoever could have access to the BBS, they could actually try to learn from BBS channel.
Great. I think 3 minutes are over, but it was a pleasure listening to you about, especially you mentioned about students in boarding, which is very interesting that they continue to be in boarding and they learn, which I thought was a very, very big step and a good direction. And I think we all are aware that Bhutan was one of the first to have lesson plans being telecast on the television, which I think a lot of the other countries have also imbibed. So that was a very, very interesting thing. And thank you so much for sharing your views about this as well. Right, I'm gonna move on to our next speaker, who's probably in a place which is warmer than where we are in New Delhi. I'd like to invite Dr. Sahaya Mary, who's the principal of the Dharani International School in Tenkasi, Tamil Nadu. Dr. Sahaya Mary.
Yeah, very good afternoon. Thank you, Kanak Gupta. And thank you, Blub World, for this initiative of this roundtable where we are discussing on restarting education. I believe you all could hear me. Yes, the innovative strategies, what we would like to implement on the coming days, what we call as a new normal. Our school is situated in the south tip of India, almost 90 kilometers away from Kanyakumari, and it is the school meant for agriculture locality. And we get students from the lower middle class level mostly, and 40% of my students' parents cannot read and write. And in such a situation, this pandemic has brought in a vast and drastic change, I could rather say. What we were earlier thinking that technology will not reach out, or we will take long time for implementing something, which is just a big eye opener. And we should thank pandemic in such a way that we have to take it as a positive note, where everyone had the access to the mobile phone, smartphone, and it is made the maximum usage of it. Especially consider our school, where we really did not have many of their phone numbers earlier, but this pandemic, all had got a mobile phone. Thanks to the technology, most of 90% of our students attended our online classes, and the teachers, mostly from this locality, from the village-based teachers, were given 2 days, 3 days online teaching. They were able to present their best at par with the metro city teachers. And thanks to technology, not just technology, the commitment of the teachers must be uploaded. And at the same time, the parents' support also is very good. But as days passed by, initially it was just an enthusiasm. As days passed by, with an expectation that every child will pass, there was a decline in the online classes, definitely. But with again, with the hope of 2021, once again we are bouncing back to the normal. We expect the normal classes where we could socialize with our students, especially in this pandemic. A lot of thought was being brought in to the cultural and the behavioral changes in the students, where they don't even really have to get up in the morning, dress up, have bath, or come to school, sit and study. That discipline had totally changed. So our school initiated a movement like, as usual, the students must get up early, and we had earlier classes, dressed up in the uniform and attend all the classes. This has brought in quite a lot of change in the later stage. Parents earlier parents rebelled that why in the holidays also you do that, but now that's okay. They appreciated that the children have a regular normal life and regular normal classes. And sincerely thank for the innovative thinking of our teachers also, where the teachers record their.
Well, thank you so much. 3 minutes are over, but I was very, very, heartened to hear about the first generation learners reacting to technology. I think that was fantastic. And one major takeaway from you, having a routine. I thought that was very interesting to have routine and students be sitting in classes with uniforms. That's a very important takeaway, so that the continuity goes with the learning of the student. Thank you so much for sharing your views. Right, I'm going to quickly invite our next speaker, which is Mr. Radhakrishnan C., who's a director for Center for Education Initiatives and Research Trust in Kerala. I think, this has been probably one of the most interesting times for a research institute. I'm sure you would have learned so much and understood trends. Please, sir, go ahead and share with us your views, and please also do share some insights as to what we as educators should be doing going forward. Thank you.
Yeah, good evening to everyone. I am not wasting time on formalities. What I could say is what we experimented in the beginning is we have decided on core subjects and core topic areas, core subject and topic areas that should be taught during this particular year, rather than forcing the whole syllabus. Then second part, what we have done is, rather than increasing the strength of each class, we have reduced that number. That means we advised our schools to keep it below 20, because then there will be more rapport between teacher and student in virtual classroom. Rather than increasing the number, we actually tried to bring down the strength of the class. Then another important aspect we have experimented is on using all the students. Because in a school having 30 years of existence or 25 years of existence, they may be having all the students in all the localities. So we taught the teachers to identify the children, those who are not doing the work at home regularly, online. We used all the students for that purpose. These are the three main areas we experimented, and we found it is quite successful. Then coming to the next stage, what is going to happen? That is very important, because past is gone. Now what is going to happen? First important thing we have to focus is patience. We have to train our teachers for patience. Why patience? Because we have to again shift from virtual connection to real connection. That means building real rapport. So it takes time. There will be a difference. It is the time for unlearn and relearn, because in the beginning we learned certain things how to connect virtually. Now we have to come back to the normal schools. So again we have to unlearn and relearn to connect to the real world. Then another important aspect is each and every school should design a baseline test for each and every class. Baseline test. What is this baseline test? In brief, I can tell you, because we don't know how much the children grasp by online teaching. So we may be pushing a child from 5th to 6th, but whether the child is having enough knowledge to be in 6th. So there should be a baseline test in the beginning. And depending on the result of the baseline test, we have to plan for pre-teaching strategies to cope the children for that level of class. Then learning and working style have changed a lot. So teachers, students, and also principals, school leaders, management, everyone should look into that. What should be the new style, how we can adapt. I am not going in detail because there is no time that much. Each and everyone is experienced. Then parent connect. That is another important aspect, because children were sitting at home and we don't know how much these children were able to do at home. So we have to have a clear contact with parents and ask them how the children were at home, whether you could spend time. That means all the details, how the children spend time at home, we should collect. And depending on that, our approach should be designed for the coming days. That's all I want to say. Thank you for this opportunity to Dex and everyone.
Great. Thank you so much for these insights. I thought very, very interesting views about splitting the class, making a smaller set. I also thought that, pre-teaching strategies and speaking to the parent about how the child was and getting a proper feedback. That was a very, very interesting insight that you've shared. And thank you so much for bringing this to everyone's attention. Right, I'm going to move on to our next speaker. I'm going to invite Dr. Ravi Tripathi, who's the principal of Sumitra Modern School in Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh. Good afternoon, Dr. Tripathi. How are you?
Thank you so much, sir. My humble greetings to the chair, co-chair, all the dignified panelists, and the entire team of the organizers. Directly switching on to the topic. The challenges. The schooling is supposed to look after the emotional, social, and behavioral health of children, which is definitely challenging with respect to social distancing. This has to definitely keep in mind. We cannot ignore it. Now, what is critical is making a balance between go digital and offline teaching. So many things that we have implemented, and we are glad to say that we were successful. Training parents to be an active participant in the journey of their children's education, an important aspect. Now, success of life is not determined by marks, rather by life skills. So I'm going to execute a very innovative technique. And this technique is each and every child is supposed to make a portfolio. And this portfolio can be used as an assessment tool by the teacher. And the things will be very much simplified. For example, now, what is the interest of a child? He will note it down. What you have worked on with picture. What are you aspiring on? Collection of work he or she has done with picture, with photograph. Skills he has enhanced on, and every month it needs to be improved version. Personal growth and well-being of a child, what he has done. Collaboration, what did he do in the field of collaboration? Did he collaborate with any of the team member? Balancing between his own emotional outburst and using his brain, mind. Initiator, In the group discussions, any of the activities that is being organized, was he the initiator or was a passive listener? Power of commitment. He said that yes, he will be completing this work in a limited time frame, defined time frame. So was he able to? One more thing that is we are going to emphasize on, that is organic farming, which I have only initiated. During the lockdown period, I stay in the school premises only, and the space that I was having, I utilized it and have grown so many vegetable plants, completely solely organic. So
thank you so much for those insights. I thought, a child portfolio is a very, very interesting and innovative idea, because you can gauge as to, where the child is, where they are, and where they can be. And giving them a timeline. I'm going to quickly bring in the co-chair, Mr. Abhishek Jain, in this quickly. Abhishek ji, we talk about skills a lot.
Yes, Kanak ji.
We talk about skills, and I think skills is the future for all of us. Do you want to weigh in on this, as because she talked about organic farming? Do you want to quickly weigh in on this?
Actually, I am very much inclined on that also. And to talk to Dr. Ravi Tripathi, first of all, ma'am, it was excellent insight. And let me tell you one more thing on which you can do a little research, and that will be augmentation on what you're already doing. There is one concept called as life book. Life book. You just go on Google and just search for it, and you will be seeing that these people in the world who have done some exceptional things in life, they are using this particular concept, and it's very similar to what you are doing with your students. So that is literally brilliant. And Mr. Kanak, coming to two very great insights that Deepa ma'am just told us about mental health, creativity. I was just writing them down while she was speaking. Stimulating brain, small groups, creativity. Now, one thing which I am a very big proponent of is creativity is not inborn. It can be cultivated. And this I have read in many books. Many big people actually say this. But how do we inculcate creativity in students? Because that is the ultimate agenda of education, right? What are we educating them for? Rather than rote learning or knowledge-based things, information-based things. You have Wikipedia for all the information that you want to have. But the creativity is something which we need to cultivate. And here comes the mindset role, because there are many students who believe that they are not creative. And to shatter this belief and to tell them that, beta, when you were small, you were very creative. You could have become anything that you want. जब ये बच्चे छोटे होते हैं तो ये कुछ भी बन सकते हैं, right? और आज जब ये बच्चे बड़े हो गए हैं तो इनको लगता है कि मैं ये नहीं कर सकता और वो नहीं कर सकता. So this is something which I challenged myself with, and by the grace of God, I came up with a very brilliant solution for chemistry. I am a chemistry teacher and I love chemistry, but I know how much students hate it. So it gave me an opportunity to creatively get something done about it. So this pandemic actually gave me a great gift. It gave me a lot of time to think, and that time actually encouraged my creativity, and I came up with this small thing. हम लोग दिवाली पे पत्ते तो खेलते ही हैं, बट ये पत्ते खेलते हुए आपको केमिस्ट्री के सिलेबस की सारी चीजें याद हो जाएंगी. And this I got patented and everything, and I got a few awards from a few education ministers and all for this. So the point is very simple. There is a lot of creativity to be explored. We as educators, and I don't call myself as an educator, I'm a mentor, I'm a facilitator. We need to actually hold them and tell them and believe in them that you can do anything. And there is one psychological term for this. I would like every educator to go on Google and research it, because if I tell you that, then Mr. Kanak Gupta might mute me. The term is Pygmalion effect. P-Y-G-M-I, I don't know the exact spelling, P-Y-G-M-I-L-L-I-O-N, Pygmalion effect. And that effect was something which changed the life of Thomas Alva Edison. So just go on Google and search it, and it is mind-boggling. So we as educators actually need to support students. Yeah, Mr. Kanak, all over to you now.
No, and I don't play Tash, yeah, but I would look forward to receiving a set of these cards. They look so interesting. I think
Sure,
it'll
sure.
be very, very good. But I've also noted down live book. That's something that I think all of us will look up and try read up about it. Thank you so much, Abhishek ji, for sharing those quick insights. Right. Now I'm going to quickly move on to our next speaker. That's Miss Saimantika Roy Sangui, who's a IT teacher at Birla High School in Kolkata in West Bengal. Saimantika ji, thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
Yes, I'm good. Thank you, Mr. Kanak. And a very good evening to you and the entire team of the distinguished educators here. So I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to, of course, Blub World to give me this opportunity today to come across on this global platform and share my views and my experiences, especially in this pandemic year, which has been such a tough year, I believe, for all of us, for each and every individual, and especially the educators in this education fraternity. So I would like to, because I have a limited time and I have actually a huge, a bulk of, information to probably share or maybe discuss. But I just would like to say, being in a technology educator, an IT teacher, or maybe you can say an SME, subject matter expert, I have realized that earlier we were only trying to say that try to be digitally literate. We were trying to say, please have the digital literacy. Now I think it has become so important to be digitally fluent. So, so I think we are trying to not only make the children learn technology, even the teachers, the administrators across, everyone is trying to really, empower, upskill in terms of the technology aspect. Because in this virtual space, when we are all, in the social distancing, we are trying to connect through online. So making use of technology has become a mandate. So it is an integral part of our communication, of our interaction, whatever you say. So also when it comes down, I must say, when the school started, the session began in the month of April 2020. And when nothing was planned, nothing was structured, actually, how to go about in this pandemic situation, all of a sudden, when we got to know that the schools are going to be shut and we have to operate from home, it's going to be like a homeschooling. And it was like a terror for all of us to how to sustain the learning process, the teaching learning process. And under God's grace, I must say, we all had kind of pulled up our socks and we tried our best to move on, facilitating in all possible ways. So I really would like to thank my entire management, my school management, and to help me out and to also kind of constantly provide me ample number of webinars and various upskilling platforms where I could not only upskill myself, but yes, continually I had to kind of upskill my co-teachers and the entire team. So I had also like to say, because we have moved on to the Google platform.
Thank you so much for sharing those insights. There's one aspect that everyone keeps forgetting, which is the upskilling of teachers. And I'm so glad that you pointed that out, that upskilling was required and that upskilling did happen. And absolutely essential that teachers also go to the next level. And teachers have gone to the next level. And this has been probably the greatest benefit, if at all, collateral benefit of the pandemic, right? I'm going to now invite our last, but definitely not the least, the last speaker for the day, Mr. Devesh Batija, who's the co-founder of the Unmat School Private Limited in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Deveshji, welcome, and thank you so much for joining us. Would love to hear from you, your views, please, sir.
A very good evening to all the superheroes out here. It's been a wonderful an hour of listening to everyone's initiatives and their beautiful experiences. During the last whole entire month, sorry, I would say the entire year, we all have been posed as a question beyond the curriculum. We all had flipped classrooms. We all had, all these tools available. But suddenly, one fine day, it took a pandemic to make us actually use all these tools. So it's an important thing that we all we all knew that we had this potential in ourselves, and I'm glad that we're actually utilizing it. And moving forward, having hybrid classrooms is one thing which is something which I would be strongly, in support of. And the way I've seen things, and after talking to so many parents, a lot of them feel that schools should be a place where children should come for experiences, not to just come and listen to lectures or to content which is readily available on the internet, because now every child, as one of our speaker mentioned, is digitally literate. Everyone knows that everything is available on the internet. So why do we need to process information? But yes, what we need is an experience. Things like learning how to swim and how to cycle is never going to go out of your life. But mostly that I see children who face trouble in math. So my journey has been into mathematics, and that is why our company at Unmath has been trying to introduce creative mathematics. The most ironical part of me talking about hybrid classrooms, before 2020 March, we were a purely offline company. We would only go to schools, visit them in their campus, and work with them. But this was the first time that we were put in a situation. We had 2 weeks time to come up before April starts to have some sort of creative strategies. And in less than 2 weeks, we thought, let's go back to the drawing board and let's do everything that we always dreamt of but never did, because we were so engaged with offline and time consumption going from one city to the other. Now it was a matter of shifting from a minute from one room to another room, rather than just shifting from one city to the other city. We made so much time that we could actually, one of our major achievements was to tie up with an Indian cricketer, Ajit Agarkar, and launch a program called as Cricket Math, so that children actually start looking at math from a very different perspective. We started getting soccer math, we got sport math, we got math in the city. This year has been a year of a lot of innovations for us. And I personally feel that every teacher needed this push, every educator needed this push, and every school needed a very simple question to ask. Do we really need 9 periods in a day? Do we really need to have 9 different periods in a day? Now, this is a burning question in me.
Yes, thanks so much for all these insights. I thought, very interesting takeaway about creative maths. I know about the program, and it's an interesting idea for the simple reason that I think it's a stereotype to say that mathematics is boring or mathematics is scary. It's not. It's the best subject in the world. It's just so much fun. Everything about us is numbers. And I'm so glad that you talked about experience. The in-campus experience is something that probably is being missed out for the social skills. As we've heard all the speakers, I really thought that one thing that stood out, Daksh, is that everyone is so relaxed, everyone is so calm, everyone is looking forward, everyone is positively looking forward to the next leg. When we reminisce also about the time that has gone by, there is no fear. There is, despite of the fact that the education fraternity has been panned, we've been called money-making moguls and thieves and God knows what not for asking for school fees. Despite of that, I think the education fraternity has stood up and has truly emerged as COVID warriors. I believe, and I would take a line from what Devesh was saying, that, do we really require the 9 periods? Do we really require the bifurcation of subjects? I'm so glad that now we're talking about these things. Absolutely loved hearing from everyone. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll hand over back to Daksh.
Thank you so much, Kanak ji. आज के moderation ने मेरे को थोड़ा सा jealous कर दिया for the next sessions. It was amazing. आपने बड़ी ही अच्छी तरीके से सबसे वो बातें बुलवा ली जो हमें चाहिए थी. And the content really came out good. Amazing ideas, amazing innovations. राठौड़ साहब का single room schools. This is something that's needed. और शायद एक बहुत बढ़िया स्टार्टअप है जिसको आप देख भी सकते हैं कर्नाटका में, हिप्पो कैंपस, जिन्होंने आंगनवाड़ी केंद्र को अपग्रेड करके एक नया मॉडल तैयार किया है जो बहुत अच्छा वर्थ विजिटिंग एंड सीइंग है. दीपा मैम ने 15 मिनट सेशंस और कम्युनिकेशन प्लेइंग अ वेरी क्रिटिकल रोल। कम्युनिकेशन इतना जरूरी हो गया क्योंकि सबको एक साइकोलॉजिकल कंफर्ट चाहिए। पेरेंट्स, स्कूल, जब सब वापस आएंगे बच्चे, इन सबको आपको साइकोलॉजिकली ठंडा करना पड़ेगा। जस्ट yesterday one of the schools gave us an idea कि they are doing rehabilitation classes for students, क्योंकि प्रॉब्लम ये है कि जो बच्चा अब स्कूल वापस आया है वो हर 15 मिनट में लेटना चाहता है, उसका सोसाइटल इंटरेक्शन चेंज हो गया है, उसका अपना परसेप्शन चेंज है, उसकी मेंटल इमेज चेंज हो गई है। स्कूल्स में सबसे बड़ी चीज जो अभी कॉमन है, जहां जहां खुल गए हैं, दैट इज कंफ्यूजन। बच्चे स्कूल्स में आ रहे हैं, उन्हें ये नहीं पता असेंबली के लिए जाना है कि हमें क्लास में जाना है, अगर जाना है तो इकट्ठा होना है कि इकट्ठा नहीं होना है। तो बहुत सारे ऐसे आपको उन्हें अप टू डेट लाना पड़ेगा, टू बी वेरी फ्रैंक, उनको रीओरिएंट करना होगा बच्चों को। राधा कृष्णन जी ने बहुत सारी अच्छी अच्छी इंसाइट्स दी, आइडेंटिफाइंग द कोर सब्जेक्ट, यूजिंग ऑल स्टूडेंट्स फॉर असेसमेंट, या बच्चे काम कर लें उसके लिए, एंड बेसलाइन टेस्ट, जो कि अभी बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है क्योंकि पूरा सेशन हुआ नहीं है, करिकुलम्स पूरे नहीं हुए हैं, तो कोई ना कोई एक ऐसा कॉमन डिनोमिनेटर ढूंढ लें जहां पे बच्चों को आप टेस्ट करके पास कर सकें, क्योंकि अगर वो नहीं किया तो आप एस्पिरेशन तोड़ देंगे और अगले साल उस बच्चे का उतना मोटिवेशन नहीं रहा तो चैलेंज हो जाएगा उसे वापस रीअलाइन कर पाना। रावी मैम ने जो एक बहुत ही बढ़िया आइडिया दिया, बच्चों का पोर्टफोलियो, जिस पे अभिषेक जी ने लाइफ बुक वाला आइडिया वापस से दिया, दिस इज समथिंग रियली अमेजिंग, जो करना ही चाहिए कि आप अपनी जिंदगी कहीं डॉक्यूमेंट करते रहें और ट्रैक करते रहें, कि आपको पता हो कि आई हैव ग्रोन फ्रॉम A to B to C to D, तो वो आपके लिए भी बहुत इंस्पायरिंग होता है और आसपास वालों के लिए भी बहुत इंस्पायरिंग होता है। एंड फाइनली, पिग्मेलियन इफेक्ट, दिस इज समथिंग दैट्स रियली नीडेड। ये शायद प्लेसिबो इफेक्ट जो है, ये उसका लाइफ का इम्प्लीकेशन है कि बस चीजों को आप दवाई लीजिए मत लीजिए, असर कर जाएगी अगर आप सोचेंगे तो कि मेरी बीमारी ठीक हो रही है, वो अपने आप हो जाएगी। सो एक्सपेक्टिंग अ लॉट फ्रॉम योरसेल्फ। बहुत ही शानदार डिस्कशन था आज का, जिसमें बहुत अमेजिंग पॉइंट्स बाहर आए और कनक जी ने बहुत ही अच्छे तरीके से सबको बांधे रखा पूरे डिस्कशन के दौरान। सो बिफोर दिस टिपिकली टॉक कम्स टू एन एंड, क्योंकि हमने इतनी सारी चीजें सुनी, हमने डॉक्यूमेंट करी, आप कनक जी अपने राय हम लोगों से शेयर करेंगे, अभिषेक जी शेयर करेंगे, जो टॉप 3 आइडियाज होंगे वो ब्लब वर्ल्ड के व्हाइट पेपर में पब्लिश होंगे और 10 तारीख को व्हाइट पेपर रिलीज होगा, 10th of January from morning 9 to 1. We have an amazing lineup of guests there. In the morning, we have the chairman of AICTE, Professor Anil Sahasrabudhe. After him, we have Padma Shri Gauri Ishwaran coming in. After her, we have Dr. Sanjoy Roy, the founder of Jaipur Literature Festival, coming in and talking about literature in schools. So, बहुत interesting content उस दिन भी होगा, and we'll be sharing at least 100-200 amazing ideas that you can implement within your institutions. So, before this talk comes to an end, Blub works on a very simple concept of teens inspiring teens. हम दुनिया भर में ऐसे बच्चे ढूंढते हैं हर महीने जो कुछ अच्छा कर रहे हैं एंड उनकी स्टोरीज दूसरे बच्चों से शेयर करते हैं। और इस पूरे प्रोसेस में हमने एक चीज करी कि जो बच्चे आर्टिस्ट्स हैं उनको ढूंढना भी शुरू किया, तो उसमें से सबसे पहले निकले टीन पोएट्स। तो आज ऐसा ही एक टीन पोएट आप लोगों के लिए इस कॉल पर है, तो अगले 3 मिनट उसके हैं, वेयर ही टेल्स यू व्हाट डज हिज एक्सप्रेशन टेल हिम अबाउट लाइफ, और उसे ऐसा कौन सा टॉपिक लगता है जो इतने सारे बड़ों के दिमाग में आना चाहिए। So the next 3 minutes, and a very warm welcome to Guru Tahan Guria, who's a student of Royal Senior Secondary School from Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh. So Guru, आपके अगले 3 मिनट, the next 3 minutes are yours. A very warm welcome.
Good afternoon, one and all present over here. My name is Guru Tahan Guria and I am from Royal Senior Secondary School, Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh, India. And today I am here to recite a poem on the topic child labor. And the title of my poetry is एक नादान सी नन्ही सी जान को। एक नादान सी नन्ही सी जान को बेड़ियों से जकड़ा है तुमने, एक छोटी सी प्यार की खदान को चाबियों से पकड़ा है तुमने। मजबूरी में करता है काम वो, मजबूरी में करता है काम वो, मजबूरी वो बनाई है तुमने। घूमते हो रोज रोज नई जगह तुम तो, जगह जगह भटकता वो भी दिन रात है। एक जगह 2 बार खाते नहीं, एक जगह 2 बार खाते नहीं, 2 बार खाने को वो भी तरसता रोज है। जानते हो ये सब तुम भी और आवाज भी उठाई है तुमने, जानते हो ये सब तुम भी और आवाज भी उठाई है तुमने। पर फिर शाम को रोजाना तुमने ही चाय के लिए छोटू को आवाज लगाई है। खेलने कूदने का भी करता है मन उसका, देखो पढ़ाई लिखाई से वो कितना कोसों दूर है। भूख लगती है उसको वो क्या करे, काम करने को वो मजबूर है। भूख लगती है उसको वो क्या करे, काम करने को वो मजबूर है। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
थैंक यू सो मच गुरु। एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज वी शुड ऑल लर्न एंड अंडरस्टैंड कि आर्ट एक ऐसी चीज होती है जो आपके अंदर का फाइनल अंडरस्टैंडिंग को बाहर ले आती है। तो कोशिश करें बच्चों से एंड द पीपल अराउंड यू, यू क्रिएट अ लॉट ऑफ आर्ट, यू क्रिएट अ लॉट ऑफ स्टफ। और हमें एक चीज जो हमेशा ध्यान रखनी है, पूरे एजुकेशन सेक्टर में सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज अभी यही है, हम हमारे फाइनल कंज्यूमर से बात करना भूल गए हैं. लेट्स टॉक टू चिल्ड्रन मोर, ट्राई अंडरस्टैंडिंग व्हाट दे नीड मोर, बिकॉज नाउ इज द टाइम फॉर पर्सनलाइज्ड लर्निंग. अब दुनिया में कोई भी रिपोजिटरी ऑफ कंटेंट या गार्जियन ऑफ कंटेंट या कस्टोडियन ऑफ नॉलेज नहीं है. अब केवल फ्रेंड्स हैं जो एक दूसरे को सिखा देंगे. सो क्लास में शायद टीचर स्टूडेंट नहीं, बस एक फ्रेंड्स का ग्रुप चाहिए जो एक दूसरे से बात कर लें, जो समझ जाएं, क्योंकि बाकी चीजें तो गूगल कर लेगा. एंड द ओनली डिफरेंस और द ओनली ह्यूमन स्किल that is above artificial intelligence, machine learning is very simple. ये दोनों चीजें only work on past trends and experiences and humans don't. Humans किसी भी challenge को किसी भी समय पे handle कर सकते हैं. A very nice example had come from Bhutan as well, where they started teaching on the Bhutan broadcasting services. India में भी ये चीज थी, लेकिन ये अब obliterate हो गई. I think it should be revived, क्योंकि आपको कोई ना कोई एक ऐसी जगह बनानी चाहिए जहाँ कंटेंट हमेशा फ्लो कर रहा हो. So again, to the core of Blub, before this call comes to an end, एक छोटी सी story of one such teenager that comes all the way from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. ये एक ऐसा बच्चा है that was born with a disability, with his fingers fused, with his legs fused, who could never leave his wheelchair, but the grit of his parents and his teachers and his own passion made him something that is inspiring children and everybody across the globe. And that boy is right now the world surfing champion, and he's Davi Taxiaro, the cover page of Blubword some time back. And Davi right now still is on a wheelchair, but is the world surfing champion. So people, the only way we can teach now in the coming times is through inspiration, because all the other ways technology can do it. So thank you once again for being a part of the Blubword Global Education Meet. I hope you enjoyed the last 60 to 100 minutes that you spent with us. If you did, and if you want to attend the future sessions, open your audio, say a big yes, and thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you so much, Daksh. Thank you so much, Blubword.
Thank you, and thank you, Mr. Kanak, for such an awesome moderation. Thank you.
So
because
much.
of you, the session was quite good. Thank you.
So much, Daksh and Kanak, for having me here.
And Kanak sir, I would like to say one thing, that we need to create सवाल पूछने वाले बच्चे. आपने starting में बोला कि मैं बहुत सवाल पूछता हूँ. So we really need to create such students in our classroom. So we should all create that environment, non-threatening environment in the school.
Absolutely yes. Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So ultimately the idea comes that we need a friend in the class. Google will do the rest of the things, and that's why I was saying that let them come to school, back to school, and nothing can replace that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much, Kanak ji. Thank you so much, Rathod Saab, and all the amazing people who are here with us. I hope you enjoyed, and ये पूरा समय आपको याद रहेगा, या at least थोड़ी बहुत आपकी जिंदगी में कुछ contribution करेगा. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.